On Salvage Hunters, Drew barters with a Baronet.
Drew?
No, 3.
4 would be better.
350's good.
He gets an adrenaline rush.
Oh!
A seasoned salvager gives him a run for his money.
I can be a buyer, I can be a seller. I can stack it high and
Today
keep
you're a
it
seller.
dry.
And the team is under pressure.
Put a piece of marble on it and we should double our money.
Drew Pritchard is one of Britain's leading decorative salvage dealers.
Oh, it gets even better. Wow, nice original frame, no rot.
He scours the country in search of weird and wonderful objects.
Boom! Now that I would like to buy.
He'll even venture abroad into uncharted territory.
Skull. My family started this farm 1,200 years ago.
1,200 years ago.
There's nothing he won't buy.
They're in great shape, aren't they?
With help from his wife, Rebecca, and a team of renovators, he transforms thousands of items from junk to gems. It's springtime at Drew Pritchard's antique showroom in North Wales, and Drew and the team prepare for the highs and lows of the salvage season.
This week I'm going to be visiting 2 professional, experienced salvage dealers. It's always a challenge dealing with these guys. They know their margins, they know their prices, they know their market. What I have to do is find something that's more my market. That can be tough to do.
Drew has a new sidekick named T. They've been best mates since childhood.
I've worked for him on and off when he's busy over the years, delivering and picking up. And been on the roads fine, apart from his road rage.
It's great that Drew's now got T on board. They're a character together. So if Drew's feeling down, T can always cheer up anybody.
Today, they're off to Scotland. A mammoth 5.5-hour drive from base to Athol-Stanford in East Lothian.
What lovely place you're taking me to today.
We are going to see Sir David Kinloch. What's drawn me up here is the fact that he's a trader as well. He's a salvage dealer.
My name is David Kinloch, and we're at Gilmerton House in East Lothian. I have pieces which I feel are worth saving. I can't really do any more with them. It would be really great if they're going to live again. At least they're saved and they'll have a new life. That's what's important.
The family bought that land in 1625 or thereabouts.
Oh, yeah?
The house was built in the 1700s, so hopefully it's going to be, for me, my particular type of favourite house, which is a pure Georgian country house.
Gilmerton House is a Grade A listed building. It sits in 1,000 acres of land and is one of Scotland's grandest estates.
So you're very much like him in that you've had a knighthood and you've got 1,000 acres as well? Is that right?
I'm not a sir.
Okay.
Yet. He's a salvage dealer, but I don't know exactly what type of salvage he deals in, to be frank.
So it could be absolutely anything then?
Who knows, but, you know, the potential is there. Gilmerton.
There we go.
Oh, this is nice.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Very nice indeed. Very
Check
nice.
that out. I like this guy already. Hang on. I'm a salvage dealer, he's a salvage dealer. Look at his house.
He has a complete extra floor that you don't have.
Hello.
Hello.
Sir David.
Drew.
Drew, how you
Hi.
doing? Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
How are you?
Good, thanks.
Hello.
T, how you doing? You all right?
Well, we're blessed with the weather.
Again.
Oh, lovely.
Again.
Great.
Beautiful.
Do come in.
Thanks. Wonderful house.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome to Gilmerton House.
Great. It's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, really nice.
Well, we're here to see some things you've got for sale. I believe it's more the salvage aspect of the
Yes,
house.
yes.
But I also believe you've got a wonderful original room here we can have a look at.
Yes, I'd be delighted to show it to you.
Great. Lead on.
Yeah, come on.
The music room at Gilmerton has remained intact since 1750.
Wow. Look at that. This is untouched, isn't it?
Untouched by Victorians.
During the 19th century, it was popular for whole rooms to be dismantled and sold abroad.
They did try and buy this room at that time.
It did.
And of course, it wasn't for sale.
So what style is this in?
This is a sort of English variation on Rococo.
Yeah.
And then you've got neoclassical elements in there as well. So, The things we come to look at, is there anything in the house that's for sale in the...
Not in the house.
Nothing
no.
in the house?
But outside.
Well, we always get this. We get to look in the nice house.
Yes.
And then we end up in the shed. It's quite normal. Okay. So anyway, after if we could have a look there, that'd be great.
Great, OK.
Lovely.
Follow me then.
So it's clear Sir David won't sell anything from the living quarters. But fingers crossed there's something unique tucked away in a dusty corner.
This.
The old dining room, well, kitchen table.
Yeah, kitchen.
This used to be the kitchen, of course, and this is when we were children. We used to
Kitchen prep
have
table.
our breakfast off.
Did you?
Yeah. A bit cleaner in those days, huh?
It was clear that Sir David wanted to sell the table, otherwise why would he show it to me? What I have to do is point out what's wrong with the table and where I've got to spend money to try and bring the price down to a place where I can make some money. There's a couple of things which aren't so good. This stuff on the top is oil. The other thing that does bother me is it's now got a central drawer pull there, but it did have drawer pulls to either side, which would have made it more original.
Just the ticket. This kitchen table was used by the Kinloch family for over 150 years. With such provenance, a restored table like this could fetch around £1,850.
It's that look which is just so good at the moment. It's in.
OK.
Is this something you consider selling?
Yes. I probably would, actually. I probably would.
You could see it in his eyes like, it's a goer, I'll let that go. But when you're here, you can't take the mick, you've got to go, OK, a fair bid. 600.
The figure I had was 8.
Without that oil-infected top, yes, no problem at all. I mean, I can come up a bit, I'll go to 650, and it's going to take hours to empty as well.
And you're going to love it.
I'm going to love it. Once this is done, I'm going to love it. This is a
that's
lovely,
great.
lovely piece of
I
country
think it's
house.
right to be saved.
You happy to sell it at that price?
Absolutely, it's going to be saved. OK, great.
Thank you. We ended up at £650. Happy to pay that for it. Didn't really want to pay any more for it.
Drew's honesty has paid off. With the wheels of negotiation well and truly oiled, Drew and T are led outside to an old outhouse full of potential treasure.
Oh, now these I like. Yeah, it's a proper anatomical chart. I love his face. Look at that, going, oh, broke my arm. I need it to be in much better condition to make it saleable.
Well, we'll leave them there to get rediscovered.
But something I've seen there, this chopping block there.
That used to be in the kitchen, I remember it.
Is this for sale?
It is for sale.
In Drew's world, any original item from a country estate is a real gem. This mid-19th century kitchen prep table was used to roll out pastry and, once restored, could be worth around £800.
I do love the handles.
They are gorgeous, aren't they?
Yeah, might not be the original, who cares? I mean, they just look great, don't they? OK, so for sale,
Yeah.
what do you want for it?
Six?
No. 6. 6.
Feeling all right?
6. No, let's go mad. Give you the whole tenner. Definitely want to buy it. I actually have one on a wish list for a customer. They've said to me only 2 weeks ago, get me one like that. I'm not sure if it's big enough, but it's definitely in the ballpark of what they want. No, 6 is not. 6 is too much. 6 is too much. We're
OK.
6. No, 3.
4 would be better.
350's good. I think 350 is. That's on the money.
Well,
That's
again,
on the money. I don't think I've got much work with it, so. I think
No.
that's all right.
OK, well, the reason that you're going to have it for that is because it's being saved again.
Brilliant.
Because it's just going to get destroyed being knocked about here.
And that was for how much? 3?
15!
Deal. Thank you. Great. Nice and heavy, T.
Lovely, just what
good.
we like.
You like that?
Yeah.
So, another deal done on an original piece of Gilmerton history. But Sir David isn't finished with the master negotiator just yet.
Yep.
Saved.
Saved. More, please.
Good.
Hoping Drew will take the bait and share Sir David's passion for collecting old Ministry of Defence salvage, he takes him to his private collection.
What's down here?
These came from Chorley.
Yeah.
Emergency telephone boxes.
These emergency telephone boxes came from an old munitions factory and were a direct link to the fire brigade. Transformed into birdhouses or post boxes, they could sell for as much as £180 each.
Oh.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah.
I like those. What would you want for one?
It would have to have at least 50.
OK. They're a strange one. They're right up there on the list of weird things.
Yeah.
We'll take them.
We'll see how many there are. 1, 2, 3.
They've all got to have the door attached.
Sure.
No breaks
mucking
or cracks
about,
on them, no messing on them,
Yeah.
and then we're fine. But that sort of
Absolutely.
money, we'll take them. All right, what else have we got down here?
Well, we have a couple of runway lights.
OK. OK, runway lights.
lights.
They look like glass landmines, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
They do.
They do work, actually.
Yeah. No, they're good looking. Strangely, I bought a load of these last year.
Yeah?
Great big stillage full
Oh.
of airport lights and runway lights, tons of them for 100 quid.
Oh, well done.
And we sold enough off to get our money back, and then the rest got chucked in the warehouse and forgotten about, so not for me.
OK.
Not for me. Next place.
OK, let's go.
Ah,
Now then,
those.
these came from Chorley, and they're the washhand basins. They're upside down, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're on the pedestals. They would sit on the pedestals, and they would all wash their hands in a circle.
Communal hand wash.
Communal hand wash, yeah.
Yeah. I've seen them in the past, and I've had these large sort of drinking fountains where there'd be a multitude of taps coming out and feeders, and you think, yeah, they're quite cool, and you sell them to clubs and things like that. Have they got like a central spout?
Yes, it's very. It's not very high. It's about that. Slopes up about there.
This one, bit workaday, bit basic, bit heavy.
I believe they're about quarter of a ton each.
What would you want for one anyway?
I would like £100 each.
Financially, it's not going to work out. So, no.
OK,
No,
that's good.
We'll leave
Okay.
them. We'll leave them. OK. Okay with that? Say when you're ready.
Down a second. Drew, it's been a great pleasure.
It has. I've really enjoyed today, actually. I
So
really
have I.
have. It was good
Thank
fun,
you
wasn't
very
it?
much.
It was good fun.
Thank you very much indeed.
Taking us around your lovely house.
That's
Yeah,
good. It's
yeah,
been
it
a
was
real
great.
pleasure.
Was that exactly what you were looking for today, or were you expecting something different?
You just don't know, but we bought well.
When we pulled up, we did ring the police, though. And say someone's in a stolen van driving into my yard in a wreck.
Fresh from making a new salvage contact, Drew and T arrive back at base. They're welcomed by Enzo the dog, his wife Rebecca, and restorer Gavin.
Good, huh?
Yeah.
This we bought up in Scotland from no lesser than Sir David Kinloch. The top here, it's got this nice piece of old sort of fossil stone. It's not the original. See how it doesn't fit? Very poor. Put a piece of marble on it and we should double our money. And you ready for this?
Yep.
Da-da-da-da-da.
So this again, the bakers,
Same thing.
same thing. These
Unfortunately-
childhood memories.
Yeah.
Wow.
3-plank top, sycamore, beech or maple. We can't tell because it's got that much oil in it. Nearly. Yep.
Coming to the end, T.
It's good, isn't it?
That's a special find, that.
Yeah.
Isn't
It will be when it's finished.
These fit anywhere, or is it luck of the draw?
God almighty, we've got 2 comedians here now. That's all we got from him that's on the van. But we did buy 4 cast iron phone boxes.
So do you have to go back?
We'll have to go back, I
Okay.
think.
Drew's business relies heavily on the internet. Items that don't take long to restore, like the kitchen prep table, are quickly turned around for sale.
So this now fits correctly, snug, tight, flush. The colour's right.
With an empty van to fill up, Drew and T are off to face the challenge of another salvager. This time, it's a 2-hour drive north to Preston in Lancashire.
We're here today to see an old school salvager called Eddie Whiteside, and he is the real deal.
He's a bit like you in a way, then.
We're fairly similar.
Kindred spirits.
Kindred spirits, yeah. He loves old stuff the way I love old stuff, and he's decided to live in and around it, and you have to.
My name's Eddie Whiteside. This is Higher Walton, which is the rough end of Preston. And I do a little bit of salvaging as well.
I've heard he's built a lot of his property out of salvage.
Right.
So I'm interested to see anybody who's done that. What I love about people who build stuff with salvage is they can completely see it, and other people can't.
Oh, here we go.
Just drive straight in. Blimey, look at those. They are incredible. I think we might be here a while. All right.
Yep.
Eddie, hello, how you doing?
All right, lad.
Drew. It's T.
And tea.
How you doing?
How you doing? Hello, dogs. Come and say hello. Come on, come on. Well, I've heard a lot about your place.
Unfortunately, it's probably true.
Yeah. I'm pleased to be here. Everything just looks amazing as soon as I come through the door. I can't believe those gateposts.
They came from Bolton Steam Museum.
They're amazing looking.
Eddie is proud of his unique style, so he invites the boys to witness it firsthand at his house, which he built out of salvage.
I take it you like wood burning stove.
I do. Yes, I've got a lovely one in my house.
Well, I've got quite a nice one.
Oh,
in
my
mine.
word.
It's a forest burning stove, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, it started off as an air compressor cylinder, and then I've sort of added to it and converted it to a boiler.
It's wonderful. It's a thing of real aesthetic merit. It just is. It's good. Just putting these on as well.
Well, it's just...
Do you know what I mean? Just putting those. Why do you put those on?
Just to make it look like a boiler.
There you go. That's what makes it. That's what makes it brilliant.
But, of course, I didn't have the flanges, so I had to cut these out just from plate itself and then weld it all up.
That is, I have to say, one of the best conversions I've ever seen, bar none. What a brilliant thing.
So this is the spiral staircase.
Wow.
Now, it started off with just a scrap piece of pipe, as I'm sure you can see,
Yeah.
with runs of weld down it to give it that bark effect. Now, these pieces coming out from the side that support the steps, it's just scaffolding poles, just cut, welded and bent.
Meeting Eddie and dealing with him is just an absolute joy. It's like we're of the same mindset completely.
I'll just have a walk and see what you think.
Yeah.
Lights your candle.
Well, you know what it's like. It's just something that you think, well, I'd just fancy that. Yeah. There's so much stuff here that I like the look of.
Minus it's glass.
So how long has this taken you to build up, this collection?
I've been here about 35 years, but I wasn't always doing this. I'd gone from getting old farming machinery, tractors, fire engines, things like that, restoring them. But now I don't restore. I tend to save it as it is. I mean, I've even started saving things like this. They're actually becoming collectible.
We met a guy last year who collects cement mixers. Yeah.
You're not into old industrial pulleys and things like that?
Not really. It's going to be the sort of the decorative side of things that I like. Yeah, they're good, aren't they, those ones? Because some of them have sort of decorative rondels on the other side as well, don't they?
Yeah.
Decorative wombles.
Well, you're a decorative
You're a decorative
right for a womble,
decorative rondels. They're like a little rosette there, and you'll get, you know, like a bullion shape or a rose shape or something like that. Oh, these are good. Look at those.
That was just the sides of a doorway, the two angels. It came from a Catholic school. And it's the sort of thing, although they're just going to be concrete, it can still give you like an interesting feature.
Yeah.
And it's like it replaces a lot of bricks, and it's unusual enough to make it worth your while shoving them in.
What's inside here then?
It's just things that have been saved from various mills.
Yeah, it's boiling, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
very hot. So this is a superb workshop.
It's just like your place, so it's stack it high and keep it dry. Yeah. And yeah.
Tell you what, I do like that.
Oh, the cast iron clock.
Yes.
A cast iron clock like this was used to synchronise every clock in a factory, but today could be a decorative piece for a restaurant or bar. It could be worth up to £350.
Is that something you'd be willing to sell?
I could certainly sell one of them.
Okay. What's it going to cost?
What's it worth to you?
Oh, come on, I can't be a buyer and a seller.
I can be a buyer, I can be a seller. I can stack it high and
Today
keep
you're a
it
seller.
dry.
I can see exactly what Eddie's trying to do. He's trying to get a price out of me before we go any further. I'm not going to give him that price. It's his item. I want a price from him first. Come on, what's that going to cost me? Give me a ballpark figure, roughly.
I'll do that one for £1.5.
£150.
Yeah.
Sold.
I knew it would be.
Lovely, thank you very much. Getting the first purchase sale out of the way really does oil the wheels. Yeah. And it just opens the doors for me. Perfect. Ideal icebreaker. Isn't that great looking?
Yeah. I think the batteries need changing, but...
You need a really big strap.
Yeah, your wrists.
yeah.
So did you build all this?
I built the tower. I built the conservatory.
And this thing as well, that's pretty
Yeah, well, I've built that.
fantastic.
I had one single tall column that came off a building in Lancaster. So
Yeah,
that just happens to be some old cartwheel rims made up into the sphere. So it's turned it from junk
to something of
a
interest
bit of an
and
ornament,
beauty.
yeah.
I hope that's an AF spanner in there.
You Philistine. It's Whitworth. Whitworth. So all these steps you see are all heads and sills out of Lawrence's mill in Chorley. And it's just a case of it saves something else.
Yeah, that's a cracking bit of stone as well.
These two are the bottom of a font that came out of St Mary's Church in Penwortham.
Blimey, I haven't seen one of these in a while.
Well, there's not so many left now. It's one of the old Boltons, which was built on the 4-day series chassis. It's the diesel version.
So what is this, a
with the
hybrid
extended bonnet.
vehicle built?
It was built for the Forestry Commission, and it was just used for getting into places where it's quite difficult to get out of.
You're going to get it working?
Yes. This is just another bit of a thing. So you can't do everything at once, so sometimes you just got to, as something more important comes in, they get shoved further back.
Yeah.
Eddie is one tough nut to crack. If Drew finds more treasure, he has to play the next deal close to his chest.
I'll tell you what I do like, I know what these are.
Dear.
Big concave mirror, they were used in all sorts of things, corners of factories, motorways.
No.
Where have these ones come from?
Search lamp.
Ah, really?
You had the big carbons at the front of them.
Using concave mirrors in searchlights has been common practice in the Royal Navy since the mid-19th century. The same process exists today in torches and headlights. Ones like these could sell for around £400 each.
They've got the brass stroke bronze frames around them as well. That hasn't been cleaned, so it's patinated because it's been outside. There's a bit of wear on the mirrors. It just doesn't get any better.
Patination is a fine coating of oxide on the metal rim and the back of the mirror. It occurs naturally and is so attractive it can really boost the price.
So what would it cost me to get you to part with all of these?
You have a try.
How about £150 a pop?
That's fair, and I'll shake your hand.
Thank you very much. I'm over the moon. I now own 3 really cool mirrors.
Moving on and into another outbuilding.
Can I dive in there?
Of course you can.
This is what I was looking at. Okay, got that. Got it?
Let me have the weight, thank you.
It's heavy.
Yep.
Watch it, wire still attached to. Keep going, watch your step.
Mid-century industrial lamps that are larger than average are highly desirable and perfect for converted warehouses. They can fetch up to £375 each.
And then we turn around and there's another one. Brilliant. So you haven't got one good one, you've got a pair. Again, a pair is better than one. It just can sell better.
Do we like these?
I love those. They're super. Look at the size of it. It's just oversized, weird size. Not normal. Are these something that's for sale then, Eddie?
I suppose I could.
And what would you want for the pair? Because I wouldn't want to... I'd buy one, but a pair's much more attractive.
Yeah. I'll do them for £100 a piece.
£100 a piece. I ideally want you to pay £150.
Do 180 and you can have them.
Deal.
With that deal done, Drew is on a roll.
As we're walking through, a spot underneath this tarpaulin, a very, very, very ornate capital sticking out.
A capital is found at the top of a column. When sold as one complete item, the column becomes highly sought after. Originally from a Lion's tea room, they could command up to £750 each.
They're beautiful, they're well made, they're rare, they're an unusual colour, there's a quantity of them. Again, you're presented with something that you just think, well, I've got to buy it. I think these are lovely, I really do. There's a little bit of damage.
I'll do your pair for 500 quid.
Okay, 500 quid. Wonderful.
I thought you'd like them.
Bit his hand off. Absolutely bit his hand off. I'll have them. Super. Wonderful, wonderful decorative items. Very, very happy with that purchase. Come on, chap. Go on, off we go.
We've had a bit of banter, a bit of fun. It's nice to meet people of the same sort of mind, and it doesn't matter that he's doing it for a living. I'm doing it for a hobby, but as long as somebody's doing it, it's good enough.
Another long but hugely successful day. Eddie and his son Shane lend a helping hand.
Pass them up, I'll put them in the back here. Today is one of those days where you just think, thank God I do this for a living. I am so lucky.
So I'll be seeing you again, will I?
You'll be seeing me again for sure.
You'll be after your log burner before you know it. Yeah.
Yeah. Take a bit getting you through the door, though, eh?
Thank you very much.
Cheers, lads.
Cheers.
Thanks
Thank
very
you.
much.
Bye-bye.
I'll let you out.
Well, there you go. What do you think of that?
That was amazing. He had loads of stuff, didn't he? You were happy as Larry today, you.
Some days are just good days. That's a good day. One of the best finds was those columns. 20 years ago, architectural salvage was rife. There was tons of it everywhere. There was buildings coming down. Now, it's very, very difficult. So to come across something that's been salvaged, that's of real quality, that's nearly as good as it gets, if not as good as it gets.
Arriving back at base, Drew's wife Rebecca and restorer Gavin are eagerly waiting to see what Drew's got for them this time.
How are we?
How you doing?
All right.
All right?
Yes.
Lots and lots and lots and lots and lots and lots of new stock.
Lots.
Lots. You can see already.
Oh, this is a great
This is a
week.
good one.
We went to a guy up in Lancashire yesterday called Eddie, who just has a house that you wouldn't believe. Look at these old mirrors.
Shop mirrors.
No,
No?
they came out of a searchlight. And they're in these bronze frames. I don't want the sides polishing, I want them left completely alone. Okay. Love the colour, they're heavy. All right, I'll put those inside, Gav. There's 3 of those to cake off. Oh. Cast iron clock from a factory. It's great, isn't it?
It's just, that's
Super,
one
isn't it?
of the best clocks you've bought.
How many eyes have stared at this at clocking off time?
Yeah, 5 to 5. Going, oh, come on.
Do you know what Gavin does with our clock here? He turns it forward so it's 5 minutes fast.
If you leave that
And I'm still here till 5:30.
What do you think of these?
Superb.
The globe on them is great. See all those sort of imperfections in the glass, totally original glass bowl on there. Ollie is going to be over the moon with those because it's different, it's interesting, heavy engineering. He's going to really like that. You know,
Something out of the norm.
saying that, he's got about 600 lights to restore already, hasn't he?
He used to pull his finger out, didn't he?
These came from him as well. These are fantastic. These are terracotta. So we'll need to get the trolleys on, but what I want to do, Gav, don't take them out inside because we'll need to jet wash these and then brick acid them to get them back up.
So Gavin does what he's told. First, he makes a start on the terracotta columns, giving them a vigorous scrub, and then applying a coat of acid to loosen the caked on grime.
It gets really into the grain, gets all the mud out of the grain, so it does help a lot. As you can see, it's cleaned it up quite well.
In just a short time, Gavin's transformed them from this to this.
These have come out really well. It's what I expected them to look like. It's the condition I expected them to be in. They're pretty beaten up just because of the nature of their manufacture. They're going to end up with chips and marks and crazing, but they're very good looking.
Next up, Alex the French polisher's arrived to tackle the tough task of restoring the oil-ravaged kitchen table from Gilmerton House.
Just using a razor blade to try and shave some of the surface off. The stain's obviously still quite prominent, so we've got one more thing to try. We'll put some methylated spirits on, let it sink in through the surface, set it alight, let it burn off, and hopefully that'll burn off as much moisture as we can get out. It's looking a lot better, so we're going to repeat the process and hopefully it'll come up to scratch.
Today, Drew gets an unusual call. It's from a chap at a wildlife park, of all places, who wants to get rid of some junk. So they take a gamble on the unknown and drive 4 hours south to Broxbourne in Hertfordshire.
Today, we are going to the Paradise Wildlife Park.
Antique tigers.
No antique tigers, but there is a Speedway Museum.
Oh, nice. Did the meerkats ride the motorbikes?
They've got incredibly well-trained monkeys.
Oh, right. So not dissimilar to you?
No.
Hey.
You know, it could be good, because then there's the whole zoo thing, and what if they've got old zoo things? I don't know what you can find. Right, here we are. There you go. Rock and roll. We've got to find a guy called Steve.
I'm Steve Sampson, I'm a director of Paradise Wildlife Park. Without a doubt, we've got plenty of junk, but whether it's the right type of junk, only time will tell.
Steve.
Morning, Drew. Good to see you, mate.
Hi,
T. How are you, mate? Welcome to Paradise Wildlife Park.
28 years ago, Steve's family saved Broxbourne Zoo from closure. It's now an animal conservation park.
Drew promised meerkats on motorbikes.
What, meerkats on
Before they get stuck in, the chaps are offered a unique opportunity to meet the locals.
I would be lying if I wasn't saying meeting the lions that close up and feeding them isn't a little bit terrifying. But it's the type of terrifying that you think, that's quite fantastic.
Oh, what?
Look at those claws.
Amazing.
I don't eat meat, so handling the horse meat they feed them was a little bit odd. But again, I think it was worth it just for the experience of feeding such a beautiful and stunning animal.
Lay your hands up flat for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do this because I don't eat meat. I want you guys to come around this way for me. I want you to hold your hands up nice and flat to the fence, OK? Trust me. Ridiculous.
Wow.
OK.
With all 10 fingers still intact and racing with adrenaline, the boys are fully charged to get down to business.
These chairs, interestingly, came from the dome. And then we've got building materials. Here we've got fencing panels. These are boxes for moving cats and things.
OK. This stuff, none of it's for me.
Right.
What I need is something that's got a bit of age to it.
Let's go to another area and we'll have a look there and see what we can find.
Brilliant. Wonderful.
Lead on. We've got a workshop where we make all new bits and pieces, but we've got loads of stuff in storage around here, so we might find something.
Brilliant. Too new.
No, we're not.
It's all too new. It's the sort of look,
Yeah.
but it's too new. The real reason we're here is the Speedway Museum, which interests me no end.
I want you to introduce you to my dad, Peter. Peter, this is Drew.
Peter,
Good to see you, Drew. This is T.
Nice to meet you. But there is a major problem with museums is they don't sell anything. Blimey.
Yeah,
Wow.
it dates back from 1928 up to modern times.
It's absolutely everything I like, all rolled into one. You've got history, engineering, really cool old bikes. That's a flat track Douglas, isn't it?
Yeah.
Wow. Look at this, the tensioner there for the suspension and their Springer front end. Horizontal twin.
Yeah.
That's superb. This is just one of the most unusual things I've seen in
It's a super
years.
thing.
It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. Are these easier to find? So bikes of this era now coming through here, are these much easier to find?
Yeah, but even these now, these have got gyro engines.
Yeah.
And even these now are becoming sort of antique-ish now, because this started in the late 60s up until the 70s.
Do people still race the classics?
Yeah.
Would they still race these?
You've got people of well-matured age that still go out and ride these bikes.
So what about the ice bikes?
Well, the ice bikes, I think, are a bit special. But
Yeah.
You just put your fingers on those spikes and...
That's really
you'd be
sharp.
pretty upset if one of those went over your leg. To go and watch it, it's pretty spectacular stuff.
Just like your normal head, but less shiny.
The whole thing encompassed for me another whole era, something that's never going to happen again. Is this something I could buy?
To be honest, no.
Wherever I go, there's always something that I like which isn't for sale. If it feels right, I'll always ask, and maybe even ask again, because you never know. Sometimes it does work, you just have that slight change of mind.
Okay.
But then, high up in the rafters, a bunch of racing bibs have piqued his curiosity.
Those are great looking.
Yeah.
Since the early 1920s, bibs or race jackets have been used to identify the riders and their teams. In good condition, bibs like these could reach £100 each.
Do you have any like that for sale? They're special, they're different, they're cool, they're funky. Nobody else is going to have them.
Not really.
It's a museum, I can't buy it. I must respect Peter and what he's done and walk away from it.
Lovely to meet you.
Joy to meet you.
Lovely to
Thank you
meet
for
you.
showing us
And
around.
come again another day. Thank
I
you.
will do. Cheers.
After yet another failed deal and the prospect of an empty van rearing its ugly head, Drew really needs this last container to come up trumps.
There's some historical stuff. It's signed memorabilia. There's just stuff stored in here.
Jeff Hurst.
And then there's...
Ah, now you're talking. This is more of interest to me. What's that? Oh, hang on, it is. He signed it as Muhammad Ali across that one. I'm sure it's going to command some high money. It's got to. It just has to.
Altogether, these sports memorabilia photos could bring in around £600.
So these two then.
Yep.
What are we looking at for that pair?
I tell you what I was in my mind. I was thinking 250 for the pair. No?
No.
Where would you be prepared to go to?
Because that one doesn't have much juice in it for me. So if I came up to 180, I'm happy.
I'm happy too. We got a deal.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, mate.
Nice one. We'll have those.
Lovely job.
Cool.
And they're not too heavy to put in the van.
In this job, you do get thrown into some very strange places. So today we've done Lion, Speedway, boxing. It's an odd one.
Thanks very much. You've been really good.
Anytime.
All right,
You guys
see you later.
See you again.
Thank you. Thanks, mate. Bye.
Come on, baby.
Seatbelt.
Seatbelt. What a strange day. Even by our reckoning, that's an odd one.
It is. But yet again, very nice people.
Aren't they lovely?
Oh, amazing. Oh, he
Gentlemen.
loved those bikes. No way was he going to sell you one of them bikes.
How did you feel about that lion thing?
I was wondering why they didn't make a sign a disclaimer saying, if I get eaten by a lion, it's my own fault. So those pictures, what are you going to do with them?
The Jeff Hurst one sold as is.
Yeah.
But the other three, I'm going to split them up.
A new day, and with it the realisation that the van is virtually empty. Only the photos from the wildlife park are in the back, and Drew doesn't want to go home empty-handed. So he decides to follow up on a call and drive 200 miles north to Cleckheaton in West Yorkshire.
So where are we going to today then?
We're going to see a father and son team.
I'm Alan Owen, and we're in West Yorkshire.
They've also got a house in there that they're rebuilding. And part of that was a really, really, really ancient brewery.
We've got a closed brewery.
It's a closed brewery.
That's a terrible thing.
That's a sad day, isn't it?
Oh, it's awful. I feel like crying.
Up in Yorkshire here, it is one of the most beautiful bits of the whole country.
So, I think we're in Bronte land if we're in West Riding.
Are we?
The Brontes would have been just somewhere north of this county, I think.
The Bronte sisters?
That's the ones, yeah.
Okay.
They've released a compendium of assembled works by them.
Have they?
Yeah, and they called it the Brontosaurus.
Very good. Is that your last joke of the day?
That's me.
Are you done?
That's it, I'm having a kip now.
You spent?
Yeah, having a bit of a lie down.
Oh, thank God for that. In this job, everything's worth something. It's got to be really worth something to make us bother doing it. And here we go. Oh,
potential.
Building work going on. Paul?
Fine.
I'm Paul.
Drew.
Alan.
Yeah,
Paul, how you doing?
See,
pleased to meet you.
right.
How are you
doing?
Right, so we've come from your call, and up to you now, guys. What have you got? Let's have a look around.
We've got the weather.
Have a look. We've got the weather. Always. It's beautiful around here, isn't it?
Yeah, just watch your step here.
All right.
Paul and Alan have a hunch about the things Drew might like, so they take him straight to what they reckon will light his fire.
Some
Yes, I like those. These are balconet panels. See this here? That notch there would have had a handrail fitted to it at one time or another.
Oh,
a timber handrail across there. You can feel the curve. This one looks all right. Is this something that's for sale?
Yes.
It is. This can be sold?
Yes.
OK.
Late 19th century balconet panels adorn the sides of terraces and balconies. Highly sought after for their ornate design, with minimal restoration they could fetch around £140 each.
OK, so how much do you want for these?
I haven't really got a figure in mind. I'd like you
OK.
to bid me on them.
All right. I would bid you on these if we kick off at 300.
Each?
No, not each. No, for the lot. So 50, 50, 50, 50, 50.
No.
No?
No.
OK. So where do you want to be then?
I would have thought there'd be a minimum of 100 each.
A minimum of 100 each, so 600. If I said 5.5.
OK.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Happy?
Happy.
Lovely, thank you.
Thank you.
Right, yeah, we'll have those tea. You'll be pleased to know you've got to put them on the van.
Can we buy something heavier?
Would have liked to get them a lot cheaper. I put a cheeky bid in because you never know, but I knew I was going to have to pay 400 to 500 quid. So 550, fine. I'll live with it because I've got a customer. Those I like the look of.
These cast iron street lamps were most likely taken from outside the old brewery. They were originally gas, but converted to electricity in the early 20th century. They could be worth up to £750 a pair.
Price.
Back to you again.
Couple hundred quid.
You can do a little bit better. 300.
300. Tell you, I'll come up a lot better. 275, yes. Sell?
Yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, there you go, T. Nice and light.
So far, so good. Just one last area to search through.
Ooh. Fiat.
Interesting. 1600 twin cam. It was a Formula 1 racing engine, and the car was hand-built by Pininfarina.
That's a rare
with
beast.
With a Maserati engine. I think right-hand drive, there's maybe 3 in the world.
That is a rare beast.
Drew was suitably impressed.
How long have you had this?
30 years, maybe.
So how old is it?
The car's in 1961.
Have you noticed what it looks like, what car it looks like as well? It looks like an MGB, doesn't it? But the front there's got like early Ferrari overtones, hasn't it, over the whole thing, but Bertoni. I think it's a little honey, to be honest with you. I think it would be worth quite a lot of money. With the Maserati engine, that body and the nice history, it's got to be 40 to 50,000 pounds. It's got to be. You know, there's only 3 or 4 of them around. It's got to be.
Around this side.
It's all the engine parts.
The ladder that's from the coach house that went
yes.
into the loft.
Yeah, these are called...
Ladders.
No, it's not ladders. No. Jacob's ladder. See, smart ass.
Oh.
Jacob's ladder. I get offered them all the time, but that was really quite a big one.
A Jacob's ladder is a biblical reference about a ladder to heaven which Jacob dreamt about. Because of its size and condition, this one could sell for up to £450.
I like that, actually. Is that for sale?
We were going to use it in the house, but I don't think we are now, so yeah.
They're not uncommon. I think I've been offered a couple in the last year. They do turn up on barn conversion, so I would top out like 100 quid.
I was probably thinking maybe double that, I
Yeah.
suppose.
No, I can't go to £200. I think I'd be pushing it 120, and that would be me done.
Meet halfway, 150?
Yes.
OK.
We'll have a go at it for 150 quid, why not?
Good.
OK, T?
Yeah.
I get to go to wonderful, beautiful areas of the country. I get to meet really nice people, and I get to buy beautiful things. I mean, really, you know, what a wonderful thing to do. All right, T.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying getting T covered in muck and dust and making him load the van. Right, thank you, fellas.
Thank you.
Very much. Nice to meet you, Drew.
And you, chaps.
Nice to meet you.
Brilliant, thank you.
Nice to
Really
see you
enjoyed
again.
it. Yeah, brilliant stuff, by the way.
Lovely to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
It's not often we get a nice little pile of really good items like that.
Good.
Super.
I'm glad.
Well, please.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Yeah,
Thanks
have
a
a
lot.
good trip.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What do you think of that, then?
It was lovely.
Did you enjoy that?
Yeah, really nice people.
Have you noticed how every day you're completely covered in crap?
Yes, and you're not. Yes.
Years of experience.
Yes.
There are a decent amount of very unique items in the van, so Drew returns home with his reputation intact and some interesting tales to tell.
At the end of the day, it's always a relief where I can go back to the showroom with a full van. I don't want the guys to think we're not out there doing our job, and I want to bring them back lots of things to sell.
Little does Rebecca know, though, that car and motorbike obsessed Drew has been nosing around a Speedway museum.
Do you remember that call we got? Paradise Wildlife Park?
Yeah.
Autographs. So he's got a zoo, wildlife park, and a Speedway museum in the middle of it.
You must have been in your element.
He let me sit on the bike.
Oh.
Wow. That on the one I wanted, the Douglas, which is just beautiful. And we fed lions, raw meat.
Yeah, big lions.
Massive lions, big, scary lions. But we didn't buy much, but we did get these. I'm going to take them all out, frame them individually. This is my favourite one, signed Muhammad Ali across the centre of it. So we've been up to Cleckheaton near Leeds, and this came from there. It's a Jacob's ladder in pitch pine.
We've got a customer who actually would use it as a ladder.
So look at the bottom.
square that off.
Cool, OK. Well, there was that. We got quite a lot more from them, actually. Got these as well.
Very good.
All I want to do with these, Gav, clean, water, brush down. They're just in ready-to-rock condition. We don't need to do anything else to them. These are a pair of cast iron, sort of stable yard, courtyard, lamp standards, lamp posts, and they're a matched pair, same height.
Nice, these.
Do you like them?
Yeah.
This week, a great week. Every single item that I've got is an absolute winner. Lots and lots of work for Gavin. In particular, we've got the cast iron lamp standards with the swan neck fitting.
Gavin doesn't have the kit to remove 150 years' worth of paint and grime from the lamps, so he takes them off-site to a specialist restorer.
Because these things are made of cast iron and there's rust in them, we need to use something with a little bit more bite, so what we use is recycled bottle glass.
White suits me best.
People can bring us in things that look like they're ready for the skip, and within minutes we can turn it round and make it into something that you can see the underlying beauty in it.
I'm really happy with the way these have come out. John saved me at least 3 days' work on these and a lot of elbow grease. I'm going to take them back to the shop now, just give them a quick burnish, get a bit of a shine on them, get some lacquer on them so they don't rust, and then Rebecca's going to photograph them.
Drew either does the very bare minimal or, in this instance, go back to the raw state. You look at the item and you just go, oh, that's just the best.
The balconette panels, we have an existing client for those. He said whenever I get them, call him, send him pictures. So all Gav's got to do is wipe their nose, really. We'll photograph them, send him a picture, see how we get on, but I'd be very surprised if he doesn't buy them.
The 6 19th century balconette panels were sold to a property developer in France for £850. In the showroom, Alex, the French polisher, shows the boss the fruits of his labours on the kitchen table from Gilmerton House.
We've scraped it, we've bleached it, put the acid on it, we burnt it when you weren't here. Did everything we could to get as much oil out as possible.
So this is just really, really impregnated that you can't get it out now.
It's just too deep. We've got everything we could out.
And they've repaired the drawers.
Yep, repaired the legs.
I think it looks authentic. I think that's the key to this, is it looks real, but it's clean, it's clear that you could use it. Excellent, lovely. Good job, as usual.
And Ollie has been working his magic on the industrial lights from salvager Eddie.
Oh, yes. Well, that's perfect. I love this light coming out of here.
It's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really nice on a high ceiling.
One of the best items I got was this pulse clock.
The late Victorian cast iron factory clock was sold to a restaurant in Aberdeen.
It's a beautiful decorative clock, and Gav set the hands to 10 to 2. It smiles at you. It's just more aesthetically pleasing to look at something that's slightly happier.
A load of stuff comes in, but a hell of a lot more stuff has gone out. So my job is to keep a constant procession of stock coming through the place. And the next week I'll be back with another van load.